I just wanted to make something stupid. Anyway, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lead Series League of Legends Division 2 with me and with QG on my side. QG, welcome back. And what a series. We have a second win for the Reapers. And I don't know, it looks really, really hard for Dynasty to win it. What is like your take? How is the reverse sweep possible? What is like the first step that Dynasty needs to do to get this series back into their hands?
They need to change their plan. They changed one thing. They are not on red side anymore, they're on blue side. That's the first change of plan. Now they need to adjust the pick and ban. Maybe you don't have to ban the cannon here again. I think it will be a whole different blue side, red side pick. I think Reapers are still maybe going for the Jinx and the Zac probably on the red side if you don't ban them out. Or maybe go for the Zac Rice immediately, bam bam, and then go for a Jinx. Or another carry, you can go for Varus too if you don't ban him out because they're on red side. Um, there's still Lucian Nami, it can still be played. I didn't see it very often in the Division 2. It's not that likely here. Can still go for it. Well, the Dynasty can now first pick what they want. I think it shouldn't be the MF because that's what they did on the red side. It should be something else. Maybe a really priority pick the jungle. Maybe let Wukong open so you don't get it. So you can trade it. What did they ban? The ban shouldn't change. Not on the Reaper side. You can still ban Gragas, Wukong, and Varus. Or maybe they change the Varus for a Jinx. Maybe they pick the Jinx just to counter Dark Unique. Yes, he's really good AD carry. Therefore, you don't want to give him a hyper carry. It could also be the idea behind of it. Yeah, behind the Jinx first pick. We don't know. We are not Reapers. We are not Dynasty. We're just making assumptions here. But I think if I see the last draft, nothing changed from Reapers. Maybe they shouldn't change anything. Just try to get the same team comp.
Yeah, and that would be my way to stop them. Just don't let them draft the same team comp again. Like in my opinion, ban out the Rise and let the Karma be open. I mean, to be honest, can a Karma 1v4? No. Can a Rise 1v4? Definitely. Like both scale. Karma just enables some champions, but the Rise is just, if you let them scale, he is just too tanky, too strong, can destroy your team, has a lot of damage. You can rush a Baron. So, because I really think a Karma isn't really the 1v5 machinery. So just ban out the Rise, in my opinion. Another take would be maybe to maybe even ban Cannon, especially in the second rotation. Like if it's really open in the first few picks, then so be it. But just ban it out in the last rotation. I mean, that's really important in my opinion. And like there's even something in me which says let the Kindred be open, ban away the Zac, and go for red side, and just don't play the early Jarvan into a Kindred. Rather, just pick the Jarvan later, or when Kindred is banned, maybe in the second rotation, and just don't give them the same team comp. They are just too prepared with it, and you need to throw it a little bit because, like, if now like the Karma's open, Reapers might think, yeah, we could play it, but we never trained it. So because she's banned every single time, so they might not go for it, and you need to change something. And like, there's already the Zac, and I think the Olaf ban against Wind is one of the most important bans anyway. So you don't drop that, but the Karma ban, you maybe drop that as well.
Or Or don't drop it and first pick Rice. Then you don't need to drop one of your band.
If Frankie really plays,
they drop both.
And the Blitzcrank ban, I don't really see a Blitzcrank. I mean, is he really so scary that you need to ban him in the first 3 picks? I don't know. I don't believe so.
When I played support back in my team, we always banned Blitzcrank because I'm getting hooked every time.
Yeah, but that's. I can understand.
I know
that.
what you mean. I know what you mean. In a scenario like this, I think the Blitzcrank is not the point. And probably and they do it different. They just want the karma.
That's also why, because letting Lola the karma with trinkets kindred, that would be scary. So that was like one of the things I didn't like about my draft idea, to let both be open, because they can just secure both. But if you just pick it away, that's definitely a way. But I would give this karma to Ayu probably, just because Frankie should play a carry, and even Scrap Hands on his Cassandra was really strong. So don't give it like to him, and that's the problem. Like, instead of Blitzcrank, just ban the Rice, because now we have like the Rice problem again. You have just those 2 hyper-scaling champions against you. You missed the chance to win the first game via your early game with Jace, with Nidali. You missed it the second time with a really good early game by Scaran. So you will probably could maybe miss it a third time, and you have just 2 scaling monsters over to Reapers. I don't think that this was the right direction for Dynasty. But now with Caitlyn Karma, they have at least a lot of prio on the bot lane. With Sejuani, they have a different jungler, someone who can just instantly engage if he wants. So I kind of like it, but I kind of don't like it that they let the Rice be open.
Yeah, they could have before they could have picked Sejuani into the Zac, but they didn't want to. And now it's Marka. It's still the same idea of the comp. It's still a heavy engaged jungler who is a frontliner who builds Radiance Virtue for healing. It's still Rice. It's still Jinx, and the Reapers can still pick Cannon. He's still open.
Yeah. I tried to form a K for Cannon, but doesn't work out because it's. But anyway, yeah, you need to swap it because the cam. But anyway, I hope they ban out the Cannon. I mean, just don't give this man 16 seconds.
Yeah, it is gone. Okay, finally. So finally, yes. But do you still have oh, they can still go for the Ornn. They will miss the damage, but it's still the same. Could be the same thing.
No, the Vines will not play Ornn.
No, it's just for the idea. He's not an Ornn player. He's a damage player. I know. But the Ornn would really fit. Well, they go for the counter pick for Wind. So Rel is also big engage.
Yeah, and something people always forget is that Krell can just destroy shields. So with the Q, she just instantly deletes shields, and Karma likes to have shields. So that's definitely not the best matchup for Karma. You should have lots of... Oh, that's Square Pants, Sejuani, actually. They bamboozled a little bit with this Y now. But is it enough? I don't know. They bamboozled even more, baby. I don't know about that. I mean, what are they? Yeah.
Okay. I thought so. The 7 seconds came down. It's Jarvan. What? It's Sejuani mid, Jarvan top. Kind of like what? I had a teammate once when Vi came out. He didn't play her jungle, and we first picked it, and it was jungle meta, and we could flex pick it, but there's wins Renekton where the Sejuani will have problems in the early game, but
definitely. Yeah, and just more shield threading. I mean, Renekton can drop those shields as well. I really like this wild card pick with the Anivia. Like, you wouldn't expect it normally, but I mean, she can work, and if she works, then you might get back into the series. but just from spotting Frankie's Anivia stats from Zoroku, he isn't really like the biggest Anivia player out there. So it might be a pick which he trains a little bit in scrims and stuff. So he might have like the secret source of Dynasty unlocked here. But it looks tough, man. It looks really, really tough. I don't like Rise's lore for Dynasty. I mean, he's such a scary boy.
I still think Reapers won the draft.
Yeah, I mean, it looks scary. I just need to say it. And it's a Renekton from Wind. I mean, I saw a lot of scary crocodiles, but his man, I mean, he is like the biggest crocodile in the pit.
Reminds me of the meme. I'm a friend of nothing but this.
I mean, for Dynasty, and I really like to say it in like the normal season. I always did the joke with Dynasty could be able to build up their own Dynasty, and at the moment it just looks like the Dynasty is crashing. I mean, it's like one of those old like civilizations which just crushed down, and yeah, they still can build it up, but it maybe gets just reaped.
Will it be the Dynasty's fall in this game 3 that we will see in like 30 minutes? I will say, because this game is pretty mid-game focused.
Yeah, and we have the Viva la France bird, by the way. I don't know the exact name.
It's from the Olympic Games.
Oh, okay.
Tricolore.
My French is really like bad.
Well,
so
my French is also bad, but
okay. Anyway, we are in game. It could be the last game of today. It could be the second sweep of the playoffs. Oma did it the first time. Reapers could do it the second time. So Reapers are with 1 feet at least in the door of the round against Rifsloths. And now they just need to step into it. And a big bird standing in their way. So maybe Frankie, with his Anivia pick, can unleash his inner Froggen and just carry it. We need to see it.
Yeah, it's also easy to lock up the Jinx because she has no dash.
But Caitlyn Karma, I mean, we especially like in the start of the season, Caitlyn Karma was everywhere. It's just good little trade there by Frankie. It was just everywhere. It's one of the strongest bot lanes you can probably still go for. So that should have a lot of prio in the early game. Maybe for Skellen to do some scary stuff in the jungle. Who knows? But yeah, we have the Maokai as well, and I think he was one of the biggest, like strongest junglers in the start of the season. I mean, he was just so annoying to play against with all of his saplings, with the new jungle item, and first little engage on top lane, but nothing happens really. And yeah, that game is a decisive one.
Also the first strike build where you got gold for free.
Yeah. Really annoying to play against. Yeah. So I kinda like the way to play it for Dynasty, to have like this huge scaling in the mid lane as well as the bot lane, because Caitlyn is a really bad mid game champion. She's really strong in lane. She's really strong in the later stages with the range, of course. So they have just the scaling on their side as well. They have a really easy engage. They have like the karma to kind of peel all of them. So if they want to win with a draft, then maybe with this one.
Nice dodge from Trinket.
Yeah,
He
and
dodged
Anivia.
by Q.
Anivia comes into that. Caitlyn Karma as well on the way, but nothing is really happening there. And those little saplings just poke them all down. So it's really a fight with everybody.
And
But
this
in
is
the
good
end,
for Reapers.
yeah,
Because
definitely.
Wind can just go all out on top lane. It doesn't need to care for a gank because they know Scan is bot side. But Lolo maybe has to flash here. And Squarepants has no... Oh, yeah, no, he just runs out. Oh.
Ooh, was close.
Yeah, was
I
close.
think. Yeah, in the end, good gank, especially because Skellen didn't need to flash, Frankie didn't need to flash, so Lola just lost his own flash, and with that, there's maybe some trouble coming up for him if the level 6 of Skellen is locked in later. But right now, the early game from Dynasty at least looks competitive, like the last one.
Yeah, and Lolo can't back, so maybe Trinket has to come mid to push out the wave so Lolo can back and TP.
You hate to see it.
He's out of mana. That's when you take the tier and you have an enemy with a Doran's Ring. You see that the Doran's Ring just out sustains you with mana. And the first dragon is an Earth Dragon.
Yeah, so something to play around. Those little resistances really help a lot. And you already see like the big strength of Caitlyn Karma being up at least one wave, probably. So they did a lot of pressure. No backing away when Skellen comes to bot lane, so maybe not the best timing, but still it's something. We didn't see a single kill right now, so both teams still are on their way for the first blood. And now Reapers try to push it out to maybe back as well before Caitlyn is back on lane.
No.
Oh, maybe
Trinket
Skellen
is
tries to
here.
go for something. But
is
there
here.
comes Trinket as well. They tried to go onto the re-entry, but now can turn against Skellen. In the end, needs to flash, but we also have the flash of Reland J and or the ignite of Emil.
Yeah, and Winter Renekton is 15 CS ahead, 17 CS ahead. And in top lane, that's like an eternity in gold. Yeah. At least they are the same in levels. And Sejuani, who is a tank, who has a normally good base damage, has no problems if she doesn't get that much gold in the lane. Goes for Fumble Winter, so she gets another shield that Renekton and Rel can crush down.
With the Brio, they at least get this first dragon, which definitely helps against like the burst of Wind and like the poke of Lolo and Trinket. So those resistances really come in clutch later. And now they even try to go for a bot lane play against Emil. He still has flash, so nothing will happen there. But they tried it. Now you see like the roam coming out for Lola. Trinket even is there as well. Like it's a small deja vu from I think the first game where they tower dived the Cho'Gath, but they didn't went for it this time. And Squarepants just respected it, went base. But this, of course, gives Wind a lot of free time and probably one plating.
Yeah. And you see Trinket stole the blue buff of skill.
Yeah, like it's really funny to see like such an early game. Just nothing is really happening. Good traps coming out from Dark UniQ. He really gets a lot of damage in, but That's it. After that, no, Squarepants and Scan trying to go for this Herald. Both bot lanes still on the bot lane, so no supports or ADCs coming to this rotation. But Trinket and Wind at least try to hold this Herald as long as they can. But now they get engaged, and it's the
Frankie
Herald
got
probably
it.
for someone. I don't know. First blood coming out for the Renekton, second kill coming out for the Renekton, and Lola getting onto Frankie as well. He needs to flash. So Herald for 2 kills,
it.
which isn't really that good.
No, not for Trinket, but Reapers got 2 kills and just lost Herald for it. But where do they want to put the Herald? I think they have to put it on bot lane and just secure the tower. Scanner's already on the way. Trinket is ignoring that, so bot lane will fall in quite a few seconds. And I think MJ and Emil know because they're back now. They will probably want to dive when Scan has ult again.
Man,
So
this crocodile could be a huge problem for Dynasty. I mean, he just sits at 90 farm, perfect farm number, by the way. He just has a perfect farm, and even Lolo, like he always so has almost perfect farm. So those two have definitely a good early game right now, getting even a plate now. And like at the moment, this whole Caitlyn Karma thing gave them a little CS lead, maybe 1 or 2 platings, but that is not really that much compared with like the huge lead. Now a good engage there onto Dark UniQ, but in the end he at least survives. Now Ayo needs to run away from Emil. He can't really get into that, and that was a good play by Emil, just engaging it under the turret.
Yeah, just go for it. The Ignite was cleansed. But it was a close call for Dark UniQ. Or is B, who is now
the mid lane dive.
MJ. Will it be a mid lane dive?
They try to go for it, they try to get it. There comes the rootings, there comes the damage. Even the crocodile comes in the end just to kill a small little bird, and Lolo gets the kill there from Frankie. Yeah, good dive with like 4 people just going for one little bird.
Yeah, who cares? It's kill is a kill, right? And well, Squarepants get two platings because of it, but I don't think it will be a big point in this. When Wind has full kill participation, so he's fine, and he's even still 30 CS ahead. There's like 3 ways almost.
Yeah, now they try to pressure down this turret with a Herald, so at least probably 2 platings will go in the hands of Dynasty. Oh, a little trade there, coming down again. Squarepants, he can trade at least a little bit back, but of course Godranker and the lifesteal of it will just grant him a lot of sustain after those little trades. But now the trade could be done for Dynasty, which means that they would get a second trade. But Trinket is on the way. Lolo is already at the spot, but the rocket helps to secure it in the end. But the bird, he just gets dropped down from the Jinx. Really good damage there coming out of her, and Lolo can even secure together with Trinket another kill. They trade 1 for 2, but they get the trade for Dynasty.
Yeah, the Reapers are still on the same page with their fighting as the series before. They don't let anything burn. They just do it as in the book. Engage, kill, and then yeah. It's again as easy as, and here comes the die for Dark UniQ, and I think it's just gonna be a dead Caitlyn. I'm sorry, Miss Sheriff, but you dead.
Yeah, just perfectly executed there from Trinket and from rear MJ, even getting a whole plate. It's and like if you just look at the soul, I mean it's just Cloud Soul. So like maybe the most important game of Dynasty in this season, they get 2 Drakes and then the soul spawns. I mean it's just tragic. I mean getting every other soul would probably be better, but they just get like the crappy soul. So, or no, not crappy, but like if you want to restart your reverse sweep, you would like to see another soul. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but the soul for the Reapers is actually good. Wind who can just hit R, get movement speed. Lolo who can movement speed up. Trinket. Even MJ and Emiel have the movement speed from the Cloud Drake is really good for following up. So it's better to deny that than to really use it as your advantage.
That's true.
So
And it will help in those rotations. So they might get a cleaner macro game from it. Maybe out rotate the repass guys, but it's still a really hard task. And like we see like this 30 CS lead on top, 30 CS on mid, and like those 2 solo laners are just really crushing.
like what I want to really point out is if you see at the bot side wars, it's always red. I never see in these 3 games I didn't see a bot lane this red.
Ooh, they try to go into it, but they're scaling with a good counter gang coming up. They can at least maybe trade 1 for 1, but still there's the reset now for real MJ. He tries to get some kill in, and there's Are You Dead? And now they can even try to tower dive, and Dark EQ needs to flash out. Wonderfully played there, and now Frankie maybe gets doved as well. A lot of damage coming out. He flashed forwards to get this kill. And you still have the egg up, so it's really hard to tower dive a bird. And there's Wind for nothing.
Wait, what? I think MJ killed himself there. He could have just ran out of the ice storm, yes. But therefore, one is just seeing if you can catch somebody. But no, he's going back for the tower. We get first blood tower, and also mid is hit pretty hard.
Yeah, and Dragon is up soon in 1 minute. So they try to contest this mid lane wave just to get the prio, maybe to contest some vision in the jungle. We already see like the vision group of Dynasty getting into it, maybe even securing the Scuttler, which is just a small victory at least. But still, they need to push out mid lane, get the prio there. And Frankie also need to be there in time. Lolo now on its way. Oh, they try to go for a catch, but can't really land it.
And it's also the first time Scan is ahead in camps. The 2 games before, Trinket always got the last smite first. And this also secures the soul point for Dynasty if they get this.
No,
they definitely want this, but they wanna dance-ish. But they're getting flanked.
Yeah, Reapers get a good flank there with Amiel, maybe even with Wind. They tried to get Lolo and it worked out. Big shutdown coming out. But now Wind goes in with the flash, getting 1 for themselves, and now getting even another, and the bird can't really survive the big crocodile. Yeah, and it's just 4 kills, 5 kills for just Lolo. So they used everything just to kill the mid laner, and they lost so much out of it. First Drake now for the Reapers, and a huge gold advantage for them as well.
The whole fight, MJ was on the top side of the fight, and he was alone. There was nobody peeling. There was nobody even face tanking some of the damage. it was Wind and Amiel who went in with Trinket, and it was just the Jinx shooting rockets from the other side of the map. Not of the map, but of the team fight. So maybe it was a wrong focus from Dynasty. They should have gone from Lolo to instantly the solo Jinx. Well, they had the whole team in their back, but still, letting a Jinx free hit you is not the thing you want. It was a nice catch on Lolo. He's still high damage, but as you said before, the crocodile is disgusting.
Yeah, he's really scary. He's just big and huge and can probably one-shot everybody. So it's not a good thing to sit right next to him. And I think they just didn't knew that he was there. He just flashed over the wall, had still 2 dashes to come into the backline. And then of course he's just unbeatable with his current items. And yeah, they really would need to play like a clean front to back fight, especially with the traps, especially with Frankie. They have a lot of like quote on space control. So if they just set up a real 5v5 where Wind needs to go through the Nivea ult and where maybe even Emerald needs to go through the traps and stuff, then they maybe win it. But in those like fights in the choke points where someone just flashes over the wall, where like Trinket ult coming over the wall and stuff, if it's not a just clean Aram for 5v5 without flanking, then it looks really, really hard for Dynasty to win those teamfights, just because Dynasty Reapers has a lot of ways to get into your backline, and your backline is really, really squishy. So you will probably just lose it.
Yeah, and well, they can turtle pretty good with the Anivia.
Almost
that
good
enables
dive.
some flanking if you siege. And Reapers are good at flanking.
Yeah, definitely. At the moment, they at least know that Wind isn't there because he's bot lane. So as long as Querpants has an eye on him, then nothing is happening there. But now Frankie tries to get out of there. Teleport coming out. Frankie's still surviving, and Trinket is maybe a little bit too deep. Ace in the hole gets the shutdown, and in the end, he is sitting in the traps, but can at least trade a little bit back. If they can still reach this Jinx, huge, slow, and now Skellen is there, punching him back, shut down the second time for Dark UniQ, and they might just trade this bot lane turret and maybe even a mid lane turret for the Baron, but Wind still has teleport, so they can try to go for it. Lolo is strong as well, but they might just trade it. No, there comes the teleport. So Dark Unique really needs to get out of their big team fight there. Lolo just crushing all of them. Your whole backline just can't fight there. Frankie gets deleted, and Dark Unique knew.
And they finished the Baron.
Yeah, it's so unlucky for Dynasty.
What? They did a 3v5, 3v4? Yeah. No Trinket, you can't the W over the wall. I tried it. Well,
yeah, what a fight!
Wow.
And with that,
Dark UniQ was too low.
Yeah.
He has no lifesteal probably from the bloodline, but this is not. That was not enough. He doesn't have the Doran's blade, so the 3% is not there. Bloodthirst is also not on.
Yeah, I think it was a good try for him to get to the teleport, because usually you can just place a trap underneath like a teleporting person. But then he just realized I'm not fast enough, so I need to get over the wall. And then like the whole engage from Emuel and Lawler was just strong enough to crush the team fight. I mean, Lawler has so much even like AoE damage with all of his resets, and like it's really hard to survive that man, and that's the reason why I probably would have banned out the Rise in the end. But yeah, he's just carrying in all of those games, and even though they got a good team fight, they caught Trinket, they caught the real MJ, it's just not enough to really win those team fights. And now like the second track going to Reapers, now they try to siege up this bot lane tier 2. Meanwhile, Wind is on the top lane, and like they have Anivia, but Anivia can't clear against the Baron minions, so
yes,
that's really hard.
MJ is just hitting it, and if Meteor is out, you can do it even more safe. Yeah. But yeah, well, what do you want to do against it? You can't lane against the crocodile. It's very hard to fight the Reapers. So what do you want to do? You can't always defend. You have to engage. The Nivea still has one item, and Lolo finished the third one.
Revidence. Yeah.
Wow.
It looks hard. I mean, especially if Caitlyn might get the third item, they have like a strong Caitlyn after that. So I think she tries to go for
The Lord Dominic's.
for the Lord Dominic's, and with that she might is strong enough to just kill the front line fast enough, but especially with Anivia's help. But it's so hard to just get the scaling done, and Anivia tries the hardest. There comes the root, but it's not good enough for Trinket, so they just get out of there. They have no better. They still have Baron left, but can't really get into that. So they just wait for the next objectives. Both Drake and Baron almost on the same second will be spawning, so that's something to look out for in 3 minutes.
Yeah,
so
but
a little bit of time for Dynasty to survive.
the dragon is not important here. It's all about Baron.
Yeah.
So you're still focusing on the dragon on the Baron here. So top wave and top side is your priority, and you can just send Lolo and Wind on the side lanes, and you're still stronger than Dynasty and the 3v3 comp of Dynasty, and you can engage pretty easy. As for Skal and for Dark-Unique and Ayu, they don't want to be engaged with that. They want to get engaged too, but yeah, it looks dire for Dynasty.
Definitely.
It looks like it's going to end.
Yeah, that could be the clean sweep from Reapers in a couple of minutes. They're just a pinch away from it, 9k or 11k, I'm sorry, in gold. So probably all of them almost an entire item ahead, and like those team fights will not get easier as long as the game goes. At least we have the first level of the last Whisper, so Caitlyn deals some damage at least now against the front line, but they really need to get one big catch here to just defend the base, because if they just wait long enough, Baron will spawn, and now Trinket tries to go on to the Anivia, but she just flashes out. There comes the teleport from Wind. So maybe we have something brewing here, but no, just both teams going out. Oh, Lolo might get caught, but he has a lot of damage there. Like, what is this burst? And now it's just a stalemate right now. Both teams can't really engage, both teams can't really poke that much. Lolo can try it at least.
Lolo's just hitting with face rush. Now they go for the dragon.
Yeah. And that's not a trade I would contest.
No.
They could try to trade Baron for it. if they are fast enough, but you can already see that Trinket is on his way, that the real MJ is on his way, and they will not let it be traded.
Lolo just does the dragon, and the other are killing wards. There's a vision ward, control ward to TP too, and Lolo just does it like that. But their rotation gets faster, and the slow against Anivia is going to be weakened. There's also get a bit of slow resistance.
Yeah. And Lolo's on the sideline with teleport, and he will get an inhib turret. So, okay, they know at least that Baron isn't being done, but they can't really face check it. And meanwhile, they're just losing out on a big bot lane wave and maybe on the inhibitor turret. Lolo does his best, and they can't really walk into it. They don't know how low it is. And now there comes the engage on Scalen. They try their best to kill the jungler of Dynasty, and Scalen can't really get out of the choice to flash out, but in the end he is just dead. And now Lolo is there with the whole squad. They get the Sejuani double kill for the real MJ, and now Lolo even gets one for himself. Flashes forward, triple kill for the real MJ, and now it's just Frankie, and Frankie is just a little bird in a big wave of enemies, and he can just run away. But that should be something. They can even try to go for the finish push now with the top lane wave.
And Crocodile is hungry.
Yeah, they can try to win it here and now, because the death timers are huge. At least they can play it safe with just going to Baron now, or they can just try to go for the finish. I think the safer thing would be going for the Herald, for the Baron, and they go for it with the big teleport of Lolo, just playing it smart, just playing it clean. Reapers look really, really strong right now.
And I think Lolo died. He did. Did he die in the 2 games before? I think he has 2 or 3 deaths right now. This is crucial.
Yeah.
And he has the Zhonya's again. I think he's not killable.
No.
Oh Jesus.
I don't believe that Dynasty can win it now. And they will probably lose this series in a couple of minutes. 2 open inhibitors. They will just group up for the 3rd one. They will just use this Baron buff to crush the wave. And we will probably see one last stand. Oh, Crabhands going for Trinket. They get the CC, they get the stuns, they get the trap, they get the kill onto Trinket. So that's at least something. But it's just 1 kill onto Maokai. I mean, it will not probably win you the game, but they can at least hold a little bit, but lost some cooldowns here, especially 2 important ultimates to engage.
Yes.
Oh, Lolo with a lot of damage on Sejuani. The Herald is, the inhib is down, and now they try to get the engage done, and Squarepants is already dead. Look at the rockets, look at the damage from real MJ. Really, really wonderful play. Now they go in with the Crocodile. Crocodile is tanky. Crocodile can't survive. It's a shutdown. No, look at the play from DQ going in with this Gale Force, but in the end it's not enough. And now it's Frankie against the world. It's Frankie against 20 trillion minions, and it's Frankie most importantly against Lolo, and Lolo tries to go for this 1v1, but he has the base advantage, and in the end it's just too many minutes. Lolo carrying his team. Oh, he almost dies because of the ultimate, but it's not enough. That's the finish for Reapers. Congratulations for this 3-0 sweep against Dynasty. With that, best of 5, Dynasty is sadly out of playoffs. They had a good run. The first half of their tournament was really, really strong, and then they dropped a couple of games, and in the end, Reapers just smacked them with a 3-0. And yeah, now we have maybe the standings, or not the standings, but the playoffs bracket. 2 3-0s for Aoma and for Reapers. So we will see Rift Sloths going against Reapers on next Wednesday. So that could be the redemption arc for Rift Sloths, going back to Aoma and hopefully just getting some wins, because they lost a lot of games against Aoma recently. Or maybe it's the Cinderella story for Reapers, for Lawlor, for Vine, for the Real MG, for the whole squad, for the Italian org in the Benelux League. I mean, what a story. Maybe they will do it there and get into the big final, which would be really, really a strong performance for Reapers, because they struggled coming into the playoffs. I mean, they almost didn't got into playoffs because of the performance of Pertinax. So what a story for them. And we will see how this best of 5 next week will play out. Any last words from you?
Yeah, if they play like this against the Sloths, I think it will be a really tight series, and it will be really hard for the Sloths, because if Reapers, that Rise has to be permabanned. You Lolo with the Rise, what do you do against it? He just outfarms you in lane. He outdamages you in like 1,000,000, I think, and it's just insane that the Rise again got through.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dynasty tried to change something, but it was not in the right direction. They thought the Rise was not the problem, but it was. The Rise and the Jinx scaled so hard. They even got the items pretty fast, so they scaled even faster. And yeah, and that was it. Dynasty just couldn't find a match-winning plan, and Reapers had it all along. They went for the Rise Jinx. I think they will be permanent from the Sloth, so Reapers have to come up with a new plan.
Yeah, but it's hard. I mean, you need to ban out the Olaf, you need to ban out the Karma, you need to ban out the Rise, you need so many bans against Reapers. I mean,
and you need the Renekton. You saw that he could bully,
Cannon,
he could do what he wants. Yeah, really nice job. If the Reapers play like this, the Rift Sloths really have some problems, and I think Daniel will be burning like on Wednesday, if that happens. But yeah, really interesting series. It was again a 3-0. It was a fast evening, but again, Reapers just played that really well.
Yeah,
Picks
definitely.
and bans. They won 3 times the picks and bans. They won the mental game, like I said.
It's it's important to win it, yeah.
It's a mental.
Yeah.
So 6 games in 2 days. I think it's good.
Yeah. And with that, with those final words of QG, it was me a pleasure and honor to cast with you today. And I hope I see you all on next week on Wednesday, when Reapers face off with Sloths. And with that, I wish you a wonderful weekend and have a great time. And hopefully see you soon on the last 2 best of 5s we have for you prepared. And next week, see you soon.